friend, welcome. If we haven't met, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is October 1st. It's Tuesday. So these are the last items that sold in September. These 6 items sold over the last 24 hours for a gross sales amount of $147.93. I had the weirdest thing happen. Maybe not the weirdest thing, but it was pretty strange. We'll talk about it at the second item. This is an LL Bean jacket. It is like, I don't know, it's pretty nice. It's kind of heavy. It's like a rain jacket. I don't know LL Bean enough to know if that's vintage or not. I don't really think it is, but it could be. Anyway, it's kind of a longer line LL Bean jacket. I don't know. I've had this for too long, in my opinion, but 11 months, that's too long. But it did have some flaws. The average sale price on an LL Bean jacket is $35.11 with a 17% sell-through rate. I ended up selling, I think I probably started it around $30 and lowered the price over as I have relisted periodically over the past 11 months and ended up selling it for $19.69, which is kind of low, but I don't know. They did pay a lot in shipping. The total with shipping was $30.49, and that is kind of a theme today. I feel like the shipping was high. I do calculated shipping, so I don't really control what they pay in shipping. I made sure all of my weights were right and my measurements, because I have to put all of those in, and they were all correct. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, I paid $2.37. I'm sure that was an average at a local thrift store that supports our mission, our homeless shelter, and my profit is $17.01, which is not a bad profit, in my opinion. Right, LL Bean jacket. LL Bean jacket. So weird to me. I don't know what happened. They sold within like an hour of each other. I was like, I double checked the addresses and the usernames. It's not the same person. This, I'm actually going to throw in my wash and wash it and ship it out tomorrow, because as I pulled it out of the bag, I store them in these like plastic bags. And I think sometimes when they're sealed in those bags, smells just kind of get stuck in there, you know? Anyway, it has a smell. I'm just going to throw it in the wash real fast and ship it out tomorrow. But that one sold for $25 plus shipping. Again, kind of high. They paid $35.80. I only paid 50 cents for that one 5 months ago. I bought that one at my old favorite thrift store. So then my profit is $23.88 on that, which I think is pretty good. All right, these are a pair of track pants, and they're Nike. I paid way too much for these. Average sale price in Nike track pants is $24.30 with a 33% sell-through rate, which I think is decent. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. And those are good. I just get nervous. I had a thing. Here we go. These sold for $21 on Poshmark. I had them listed for $27, I think. Anyway, when I bought these, I bought a lot of them, and I spent $5 a piece on them. And I think either one of two things had happened. Either I had just sold a pair quickly, which happens, and then I get excited and then I buy all the things that are similar, and it was kind of just like a fluke that happened. I don't know. Or the sell-through rate was better 7 months ago when I bought these, which is also possible. So, because sell-through rates change. I know I did that with these, and then there were like performance pants, like golf pants. I bought a bunch for like $5 and then they didn't sell. So, oh, I know the other thing I was going to tell you is the last time I was at the bins, the Goodwill outlet, there was a gentleman who, I had a Nike track jacket in my hand and he asked me for it. And I gave it to him. Because it was stained and I didn't think it had the greatest comps, honestly, but he knew things that I didn't know, obviously. And so then I found a vintage pair of Champion track pants that were USA made, and I came across them again and I was like, hey, would you want these too? And he looked them over and he was like, thanks, but no. And I was like, okay, so what's the difference? Like, why do you not want these? And he said they have to have the spell out pretty big. So the name of, so on these, it just said Nike like really small on the bum, but where it's like spelled out like all down the leg and the bigger spell out, that is what people are looking for, according to a random guy at the bins. Okay, so I'm just sharing what he told me. All right, this is another thing that, like, a while ago, my personal experience with this brand was really good and now it's not. But this is a jean skirt and the brand is Hydraulic. I did just sell like a vintage pair of like corduroy flare pants, but I was selling Hydraulic, for like $15. So I only would buy it if I could find it for like $1 or less. But I kind of stopped selling other than those vintage pair. The average sale price of a Hydraulic jean skirt is $14.82 with an 8% sell-through rate. So yeah, not great. But this one sold for, when the sell-through rate is super low like that, I will price on the lower side of comps, which is what I did. So I priced at $14. I probably based it on how, like the size of the one that I have, which I think mine was a plus size. Anyway, I priced it around that $14, $15 mark and sent 20% off offers, as I do. And so it sold for $11.97 plus shipping. This shipping was excessive. $24.42, which is crazy, I think. It did take 2 months to sell. I bought it in a town that's like 40 minutes from me. I don't remember going. This is the problem in this time frame. I just don't remember the last time. It must have been the last time I was there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I did end up making quite a bit of money on the shipping. So my profit's $12.45. That's frustrating. I prefer the shipping to be a little more, I don't want to make that much money off of it, All right, this is a bra. I love selling bras. Especially, I bought this one at the bins, the Goodwill outlet. Oh, I'm gonna have to so it's a little lace one. It's Body by Victoria's Secret. This says padded no wire. Yeah. I did look up padded no wire and I didn't get a good comp on that. So I just looked up Body by Victoria bra. And the average sale price was $13.11 and 24% sell-through rate. Victoria's Secret, I don't know. I think it's, if they're really lacy, if they're like plungy, if they're have a fun pattern, if they are extra padded like a push-up bra, those are the ones that, in my experience, those are the ones that seem to sell the best for me. Fastest. When I say the best, I mean fast. Yeah. $13.11 is the average sale price. 24% is the sell-through rate. This one sold for $20 on Poshmark. I think I had it listed at 25, which is kind of high. I don't know what I was thinking. Other than, again, when it had the longer line, like anyway. Took 1 month to sell. I bought it at the bins. So I averaged that I spent $1 on that. I spent less than that at the bins where you pay by the pound. And my profit ends up being $15 for a bra, which that is, I love that. That's my favorite when that happens. Okay, the next item. So I meant to talk a little bit more about that coat and I got distracted because of the smell. But I feel like that happens a lot. Not the exact same thing, which is kind of weird, but I feel like often there'll be themes to what I've sold. Maybe it's all the same color or a bunch of the same brand or a bunch of the same kind of item. And I don't know, I just find that fascinating and interesting. Like how does that happen? Curious if that happens to you, if you notice themes in what you sell over maybe just one day or in a week. You're like, oh my word, I just only sold sweaters this week, or I only sold shorts this week, or everything I sold was navy blue. I don't know. I just find that fascinating. It seems to happen. This is some homeschool curriculum. I homeschool my kids. I went through all our books and I had some things that I just didn't need to hold on to anymore. This had a decent sell-through rate, 24%, so I went ahead and listed it. The average sale price is $11.73. I listed it low because I just didn't want to hold on to it. And I sold it for $8.96. They paid a total of $16.22, and it sold in 10 days. It was mine, so I say that I have zero cost of goods. Technically, that's not true because, you know, I paid full price for it once upon a time. Actually, this one I didn't. I actually pretty sure that this particular book I bought off of eBay. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. I'm looking to see if I have a padded poly mailer that is like recycled. I don't buy those, but sometimes they have recycled versions. That's not gonna fit, but I don't. So I'm just gonna stick it in a regular poly mailer. And I think that's okay to do with these kind of books because that's how I receive them often. And I buy a fair amount of books between my own like homeschooling. My husband's in his doctoral program, so he buys a ton of books and they often come just wrapped in a poly mailer like this. So I feel fine sending them out like that as well. Did I tell you my profit? It's $7.13. For some reason, this is going Ground Advantage and not media mail. You can send curriculum media mail. I have a really good, I tend to have really good luck selling curriculum. It sells very quickly for me. And so if you happen upon it in, you know, a thrift store or garage sales, I find it at garage sales often. It might be worth looking up. Sometimes it's, you know, too common and it's doesn't have a good sell-through rate, but a lot of things, I've sold some good stuff over the past 3 years. So, all right. Oh boy. Oh, okay. So that was what I sold yesterday. I do have one more sale I'm going to package up. This sold over the weekend and it was buried in a bin of stuff that I'm actually working on taking out of my inventory and hadn't yet. So I just had to go through and pull it out yesterday. I meant to do it over the weekend and it didn't happen, but I worked yesterday afternoon really hard and got this all organized because it was over the weekend. I had just thrifted and tossed stuff and I had gone through some things, and anyway, it was a hot mess. So I got it organized. I took a bunch of pictures and really did some things for my business and made sure that I was ready to go. I have about a week's worth of pictures taken so that I can list and not have to worry about, do I have pictures? Do I not? Anyway, this is just a Ralph Lauren. Has a little polo guy. I think it's a polo Ralph Lauren, actually. It is. Which is funny. Yesterday I talked about bread and butter brands and I forgot about Ralph Lauren. Somebody mentioned it in the comments and I was like, oh yeah, Ralph Lauren would definitely be one for me as well. So this didn't have, actually, what I looked up was, it's called the Estate Rib. That says that here. Some Ralph Lauren shirts will have that. So I looked up Polo Ralph Lauren Estate Rib mock, which is this collar, kind of. It's kind of a mock turtleneck. Anyway, I've got little hairs. I'm just gonna do that later. The average sale price was $16.80 with a 56% sell-through rate. This took 17 months to sell, so I don't know. I must have like priced it wrong or something based on that. Somebody offered me $15 and I took it. I spent $2.50 on it at a local like consignment sale that we have twice a year in our town, and my profit is $9.50. So that is not in this total. That was in the total for the weekend, but my total for yesterday was, total profit was $87.27, which is great. That's a little bit, but right about $20 more than my goal. So I'm thrilled about that, and still just weirded out about the 2 LL Bean jackets selling in like an hour of each other. So okay, that's all for me. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do these ship with me videos daily, so mostly daily, so that you can see just a regular kind of realistic view of what sells for a part-time reseller. So I appreciate you so much. I'll see you soon.